All right, welcome back to Crunch Time. Adrian Broaddus, Salvador Montes here with you on this Saturday morning. Snowy El Paso. Salvador Montes on the beat with just great song selections all the time.
Such a great beat. I'm not even joking. This is probably one of the best beats that I've ever heard.
I love it, Sal.
Sure will.
And now joining us live in studio, Del Valle soccer standout LaVey Tovar, joining us live here in our Lubingo studios to talk about her upcoming senior season, talk about her coming off her ACL injury, and talk about all that she's been up to, including all these different offers. And joining us in studio along with LaVey is Jesse Tovar, her father. So glad to have both of you all here this morning. Appreciate you guys giving us some time. And happy holidays to both of you all.
Thank you, likewise.
Thanks, Adrian. Thanks for having us.
Now, LaVey, before we get into any soccer talk, you were formerly a varsity football player for the Del Valle Conquistadors. Now, we talked about this story pretty well throughout the last couple years. And what did it mean to you to just see, yes, you didn't play football this season, but you got to see your former teammates capture a by-district title and contend against one of the best teams in the state against Denton Ryan and see what they did all throughout this year?
Mm-hmm. They had a really good season this year and last year as well. I had a great experience playing with them. It was just something different that I wanted to do. But I love seeing. I went to almost every game, especially all the home games, to support them. All my classmates, I got to see them play, and they did really well this year. And they went pretty far in the playoffs. And I just wanted to be one of those teammates that supported them throughout the way. It was just. And I wanted to go out there and play with them, but unfortunately I couldn't because of my ACL injury, but overall it was great.
Now let's talk about your ACL injury. Now you're coming off it, you're getting back to being healthy. Talk to me about the rehab process and what it's been like and how you've really got back onto the field.
Well, last year I did tear my ACL, but I played mid-season for soccer, not knowing that it was torn. But then when the doctors told me that I had a torn ACL and I had to get surgery right away, it was heartbreaking to me. So I had to go through the whole 9-month process, and it was tough because I never really suffered a hard injury, but it's every athlete has gone through this, and I just had to go through therapy and rehab every week. Home, I had to stay home, basically trying to get my knee to be able to stretch again and go through its usual stretches. And it was hard, but I mean every athlete has, like I said, has gone through this, and so far I've been 100% back on the field, and I'm super blessed that I was able to recover from this hard injury.
And for Jesse Tovar, Mr. Tovar, it's been a really interesting comeback for LaVey and going back onto the field. What can you say about your daughter's commitment to the game and how she's really been able to overcome the injury of hers?
Well, you know what? She started late. She started playing soccer almost at the age of 10. So she had a lot of catching up to do. A lot of the girls that are the class of 2019 now were playing since they were about 5 years old, even before that. So she had to catch up about 5 years early on. I remember her a couple of games where she didn't even play a minute. And then as she progressed, in her workouts and her wanting to be out there, she started developing. She's had great coaches. She has a fantastic skills coach. And everything seems like we were on our way. And there was a lot of notoriety on her. There was a lot of light on her. And then the injury came. And we were already getting contacted by a couple of colleges. The injury came, and it seems like all of a sudden the contacts stopped. Colleges would check in every now and then throughout the year to see how she was doing, but nothing solid and concrete as far as, hey, we're interested in her, we want her to come play, we're offering her a spot, nothing like that. And the last 3 weeks has just been crazy. We didn't anticipate so many schools offering her a position on scholarship, whether it's Division 2, 3, NAIA, and obviously right now it's dead period for the big schools. So we're bracing for that, hopefully, and we're going to see what our best option is and go from there.
So let's talk about that. It's important stuff. And LaVey, today you just picked up your 12th official offer from Presentation College in San Diego, and I would probably bet that you may already know the next few offers that might come your way. Mm-hmm. How has this whole recruiting process gone so far from you?
It's been great. It's been tough though because these last few weeks, like my dad said, it's been like on my email and my phone. It's been going off and on throughout this whole time because now that I'm back from my injury, overall I'm just watching out which college is the best fit for me, and I'm just me and my family just want to find a good program for me to play soccer and for the academics. Sometimes it's been really tough because they really want you to commit to their program, but for now we're just waiting to see if there's other offers that may come in to see if there's a better fit for me.
And that's good, right? Because you want to keep your options open and you want to really let everything out there, right? And be available to other coaches and colleges, right? To find what the best fit is for you.
Yes. I've been in contact with many of the coaches and they're very respectful. They know, they understand that if I don't commit to them right away, that they'll still have that offer open for me in that roster spot. But for now, it is dead period, so the coaches can't necessarily contact me until January 10th, especially for the big schools. They are going to see me play once I send them my schedule. I've been sending them my schedule, but once my district play starts for high school, they're going to be able to see my film and everything.
That's right. Now, again, Tovar joining us here in our Lube & Go studios this first hour of crunch time. Now, with 12 colleges basically reaching out and asking you to play for them, that must be a really good feeling too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's a great feeling that these coaches are actually interested, especially after this heart injury. I thought that really no university was gonna want me after a heart injury like that, but it actually does happen with every athlete. That's just as long as you work hard and try your best to come back. It's been great from all these universities such as Worcester College, Salem College, Texas A&M International. I've talked to them for weeks, and they just they're just going to give me an offer because they want me to play for them and make their team I want to help their team this year. And I'm just, for now, I'm just working hard in off season, waiting for high school season to start as well.
Jesse, how exciting has it been to see the outpour of colleges really show an interest in her?
It's been great, unexpected. I knew there was going to be a couple. I just didn't think it was going to be so many so soon. Just like she said, her phone and her emails have been very, very, very busy. The class of, and not only for LeVay, the class of 2019 is loaded here locally. You have a lot of talent here in town. You have a lot of girls that have already committed to play Division I or other institutions of higher learning. But we can't say she's had the best coaches, the best training over at Cosmos FC. That's LeVay's club. Javier McDonald has been an integral part of her development. Jaime Quintana, her skills coach Memo McFarland, and all the other coaches that have worked with her along the way. We can't say enough and thank Dr. Luis Urea and Kevin Mark for getting her back ready and game ready. She, from what the story they tell me, is only one other girl historically had 100% exit exam out of that group, right? That physical test that they have, and LeVay was the second.
Wow.
To ever get that 100%. So she's back, she's ready, and as a parent, you kind of look like, okay, you know what, you're concerned. You don't want her to get hurt out there. There's violent collisions out there in soccer, but you know what, these girls want it, and there's a lot of talent here in El Paso. It's growing. We're trying to help put El Paso on the map, and it's not just LeVay, it's other girls in town. And it's just going to get bigger.
And LeVay, you're one of the most sought out prospects around the city in terms of soccer. But what is it about a college that you're mostly looking at, that could eventually say, hey, this is where I want to spend the next 4 years of my college days?
I'm really looking into which. It's also about the coaches. I want to see if we have I have a good relationship with the coach and with the players as well. And see because every team has different formations and different ways that they play. I play with a lot of possession in my team for Cosmos. We're always touching the ball, and I love to touch around and switch the field and build plays. And I'm also looking into the academics and the majors. I'm actually planning on majoring in kinesiology, so I'm basically like every college that I've talked to has that major, so that's not going to be a problem. But we've been looking really into every detail in all these colleges to see which one I put my best fit in, but so far it's been great.
What is it about kinesiology that interests you? Just out of curiosity.
Well, ever since I went to physical therapy for my ACL injury, I actually really got into that because it actually really helps throughout your life. If you ever get injured or any pain in your body, it actually helps for you to recover for that if you have like background information about it. So I just really wanted to get into clinical exercise as well. Just basically helping out your body in recovering in anything that you go through, and it's just very helpful to go.
Again, talking soccer with Del Valle's senior forward and defender LeVay Tovar and her father Jesse Tovar in our Lubin Go studios. Wow, senior to the name gives it a extra flavor. LeVay, how has your senior year been so far outside of the soccer field?
It's been really great. It's gone by so fast, faster than I actually thought it was going to be. So far, it's the second semester is about to start. My grades have been great, A honor roll and everything, and outside of soccer, it's been going good. At home with my family, it's been great. We've been going to all the Christmas lights and everything, but so far my senior year has gone by so quick. But it's been great, and I can't wait to actually go into real life in a few months.
So you play soccer, you're an AB honor roll, and you were named homecoming queen this past fall as well. Talk about that experience and what that was like as well.
Campaigning for homecoming was very stressful, but I actually got the turnout that I wanted. It was fun overall. Just going to the homecoming dance, just great experiences, and the homecoming parades and games. I loved being the homecoming queen this year. I actually wanted to do it a few years ago, but I wasn't unsure because I didn't necessarily know that many people. But I'm glad I did it this year, my senior year, because I wanted to make the best of it.
Now, we also want to talk about Del Valle soccer as a whole. You said that now your focus is on this senior season. It's coming up, vastly approaching right now. What are your expectations, kind of thoughts overall about this your senior season and what this team has to offer this upcoming season?
Well, we've been practicing and working very hard these last few weeks. We actually had 2 scrimmages this past week, and we did really well. I feel like we're going to advance a lot more in the season this year, just as long as we keep working hard and train hard. And actually, 2 new teams have just been added to our district, El Dorado and Eastwood. So it's going to be a really tough competition this year to fight for that district and playoff spot, and I know that we're gonna do great just as long as we just keep fighting and work together. It's gonna be tough, but I'm just trying to help the team and try my best to be a leader out there this year as I'm a senior.
You've scored 113 points in your 3 years of varsity action at Del Valle, including 45 goals on 176 shots and 23 assists. But what stands out to me is that you play both forward and defender, so you can be really plugged in wherever on a field, and you could succeed because of your versatility. Am I right?
Yes. But usually I play forward now. Because my freshman year they had me as defender. They weren't sure where they were gonna put me. But my sophomore year they decided to move me forward because they realized that I had a strong leg and I had the speed to be able to evaluate up there in the front. And I love playing forward. And unfortunately last year I couldn't play my junior year because of the setback, but this year I'm they will be putting me as forward, but sometimes they switch me back to defender just in case, they have another strong forward on the opposite side of the team. So I'm just glad that I can be able to help my team in a different way.
Now, Dad, you're shaking your head. Is forward not the best spot for LeVay?
Well, LeVay's a natural defender. She lights out. She's up there with amongst the best as far as seniors here in the city as defender. But forward, it's situational. The last 2 scrimmages that we had this week, there was three girls on her the entire time, and she's almost a decoy because she attracts so much attention that it opens up other stuff for the team. At the same time, being a forward and those violent collisions and everything, you're just bracing. When it's a one-on-one and the keeper's coming at her and she's going forward, and you're like, wow. The thing is, she's athletically enough and tuned enough to know how to get out of those violent collisions, but you never know when they're going to happen. It's a lot of competition. Like she said, El Dorado is loaded this year. They got a ton of talent there. Eastwood is a strong competitor as well. So she loves playing forward. The awesome thing is that she could play any position on that field. And she's perfected the defensive concept. She didn't come to forward till her sophomore year. So, as she's progressed as being forward, she's learning and her game's evolving a lot more. And especially with all the input, with all the coaches and ID camps and everything that we have upcoming, we're gonna put all that in one package and get her out there.
Now, LeVay, you've had a lot of time. I'm back here, too. You've had some time, of course, to recover and see the game differently. And I'm pretty sure that's been such an eye-opening experience, kind of playing that observing role, kind of being more of a coach instead of a player due to the setback. But now that you're able to be out there and be that coach on the field, you've had a lot of time to work on different parts of your game. What's one part that you've improved on for sure, and another that you want to get down right around the time, let's say, the second match with El Dorado hits? That way you all can kind of just hit it full force out of Del Valle.
I feel like ever since I came back from my injury, I feel like I've really worked a lot on my mentality. And I feel like that's a really important factor as a high school athlete or just any athlete. I've been working out as much as possible, trying to get the leg back in place. And it's been tough, but just as long as I just keep fighting and working out as much as possible, it helps a lot. And I remember during my injury when I was still recovering, I was very sad because I wasn't able to play the sport that I love, because I saw all my teammates, I was happy for them, but then I saw them, they were out there playing the sport that I loved as well, in showcases and ID camps, and it really hurt me that I wasn't able to play with them. But now that I'm back, I'm glad that I recovered from it, and I feel like it really helped my mentality a lot more because it showed how much I really wanted to be back on the field.
Is there a dream college in your horizon right now that you would say, I'm kind of throwing a sidearm at you, but is there some college that you kind of see in the future that you were like, I really want to go here?
Well, the first ever college that I've ever wanted to go to was UCLA, but that's a really hard school to get into, and it's many miles away, so it's hard to get the college coach to reach out to you. But I've been really looking into Texas Tech, NMSU, even UTEP. Those colleges have been really, they're really great universities, and their soccer team is great. And I've been in contact with a few of them, and I've sent them my schedule, and they said they reached out to me saying that they'll try their best to make it to one of my games. And I will try my best to play as much as I possibly could in the game. So that'll be great too.
Jesse, for you, how excited are you to see her going in through her senior season with Del Valle and kind of wrap up her high school career with the Conquistadors this season?
Thinking of all the attention that she's gotten, all the attention with Twitter and her offers and the expectations. I think the expectations, sometimes people forget that she's 18.
Yeah.
She's still a kid, and I tell her just to relax. I know sometimes I may be hard on her, critical of her play, but I give her the truth. And I think that if someone gives someone the truth, it helps you develop as a player. And of course, I'm her dad. I got, great job, and I'm not going to break down every single flaw that her game has, because there's not many, but there are some. And the thing is, like right now with the expectations and the coaches that are just bracing the big schools that just want to evaluate her, and understandably so. She's coming back from a big injury, so they haven't extended the offer because they want to evaluate her and see if she's back. So that's tremendous pressure, and I could just imagine, someone in her shoes. She has to not only perform at the high school level, she has to perform for the collegiate coaches as well. And then with everything, you're gonna have the haters. You're gonna have the haters
Yep.
and people that are gonna try to play her down. But you know what? She's persevered, and she's strong-willed. She's humble, and she's a great kid. And like I said, it's just. She's worked for it. She's here now, and it's her time now. And we're going to see where the next few months brings her.
Now that this process is continuing, you're about to start your senior season. You've been picking up offers left and right. Do you ever stop and say, wow, what I'm doing is really cool, and I just love it?
I do. Sometimes I just realize like, hey, I have these offers, and I ever since I came back from my injury, it shows how much like I really wanted this, and it's because I missed the sport. Every time I was just in bed, imagining and looking at my videos. Sometimes I would go back looking at my videos and from high school and my past years, and how I made all those goals, and those were great feelings that I wanted to have that feeling again, and I can't wait because our season is about to start. Our first district game is January 8 against Chapin, so that's going to be a good game.
How fun.
And I actually have a few teammates there, Kiara, Isa, and they're great players, and I can't wait to actually compete against them.
Well, you both have been great. I'm really excited for you, LeVay, and I'm excited to follow your journey from the sidelines, and I'm excited to see where you end up, and I wish the best of luck to both of you all in this recruiting process, and to you in your senior season. Happy holidays to both of you. I hope you both have a great New Year's, and we'll have to talk again soon, please.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.